Welcome to the Living in the Zone podcast with your host, Jim Fannin. This is your front row seat into the minds of champions. As a master mental performance coach, Jim will pull back the curtain on the hidden strategies that drive peak performance in sports, in business, and in life. If you're an athlete, coach, entrepreneur, or just someone who's ready to level up mentally and step into your greatness, you're in the right place. Welcome to Living in the Zone.
And welcome to Who's in the Zone and Who's Not. It's an interesting past weekend. There wasn't a lot of big stuff, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of sports. And let's just find out who is in that zone state. And let's find out who's in the zone that manage the score breakers, zone breakers, who put themselves in a cocoon, immunize themselves against anything taking them out of the zone. And let's see who turned everything into a score maker. But the person I want to talk about, he has struggled with score breakers. I don't mind tipping this off, but I've helped 15 guys win their first professional golf tournament. That's a tough one. But the person I want to talk about, he has struggled with score breakers. He's had self-doubt. He's missed so many putts short. That is what he's done. He is the youngest player on the tour, started at 19, he's 20. He won this past weekend at the Rocket Classic in Detroit. He won $1.728 million. Life's good for him. He shot 62 first day, balled out, bombed the second round, dropped 8 shots off of the 62, which is kind of a cut mentality. Hard to back up a 62 with another one. 62-70, sleeps on a 65. Now he's fired up, I know, with his father going into. And we're talking about Aldrich Potgieter, the youngest player on the tour, youngest winner on the tour. Pretty exciting, but what a rough road. A lot of score breakers to get there. He moved from South Africa, lived there, born there, moved and lived in Australia for 10 years. That's why he got tough. I coached a lot of Aussie golfers during the time he was there with Aaron Baddeley and Peter Lonnert, Matt Goggin, a lot of guys I coached, just tough. Aussies are really tough. I love that culture. They're definite winners. And then because of COVID, had to go back to South Africa. Then he decided, I'm just going to go out on the tour with my dad. And he was struggling. Now, he missed the last 9 out of 13 cuts. He battled self-doubt, left a lot of putts short, and he was about to choke on this tournament. He went to a playoff, and he choked 3 putts to win it. And finally, on the 5th playoff hole, he drains an 18-footer, and the relief on his face was evident. I'm sure Dad almost had a heart attack that he won. Now what's he going to do? What's he going to do now? Here's my advice. Aldrich, you're only as great as the tournament after greatness. Most people win their first tournament. Again, I've helped 15 guys do it. The odds on them missing the cut the next week, it's huge. Why? God. Because everybody and their mother and the media is going to take them out of the present, which got them the win, into the past. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you made the 18-footer. Oh my gosh, what, that's 62 on the day one. They're going to go into the past and go over it ad nauseum. Then in the future, what do you think? Now you've got a 2-year exemption, you're in the Masters, and now he's got sponsors come. I'm telling you, the challenge he has now, he's going to have more potential score breakers. What does he need to do? Find out quickly, what is my PGA Tour standard of performance unique only to me? A minimum requirement for solid or satisfactory performance. But last week, Aldrich, don't worry about it. You were in the zone, 1.728 mil. Man, that's a stat that'll cure a lot of wins.
That's a little score maker right there.
So Ryan, who do you see in the zone this weekend?
So this guy's been in the zone for the last year and a half, pretty much 2 years, and that's left-handed pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, Tariq Scooble. He is the best pitcher in baseball right now, best starting pitcher in baseball. The dude is so locked in, complete games all over the place. This year, he has had 9 times where he's collected 5 strikeouts through 2 innings of a game. 5 strikeouts through two innings of a game. That's just like a normal thing for him.
He's mowing them down.
Exactly. So he just lowered his ERA to 2.15 with the last win he had. Struck out 13. He's just going through the season right now like, yep, this is what I do. I'm the Cy Young. I get it. You got Garrett Crochet, Red Sox behind him, but 138 strikeouts. And here's what Skubal's doing. He's actually quoted as saying, I don't think I had these expectations 2 or 3 years ago. And our team didn't either. The Tigers kind of abysmal. Now they're the best team in baseball, really. And he said, I want the fans...
Arguably.
They're arguably.
Arguably.
I want the fans to expect the best out of me because that's what I expect too. And that's an optimism. That's a confidence thing.
And you know where that comes from? A.J. Hinch. That comes from Joey Cora.
Definitely.
And it comes from the hitting coach. It comes from the staff.
It comes from the leaders on the team too. They've found some veterans like a Gleyber Torres, even like a Javi Baez.
Yeah,
as much as you say about Javi, he's been in the playoffs a lot. This team is young, but they've got a veteran mindset. And it's because their optimism pulls them through when things maybe aren't going their way, when expectations aren't meeting reality, they still stick with those expectations that we want to be here, so even though if we're not feeling great today, we're not feeling confident, we're still going to do our routines, we're going to do everything we need to do because we expect it. But now, for him to say, I want our fans to expect this out of us, gives him almost more accountability that, okay, now the city is holding us high, because for a while there, the city wasn't. But now he's saying, please hold us to that high standard to make sure that we do what we want to do, which is win a championship.
Well, you got the Pistons and the Lions who also believe and expect and have a sense of knowing where they are in their league. So the whole city is kind of hopping a ride on sports in general. So that is really exciting. Just like any city that has all 3 franchises clicking on all cylinders, that's exciting. So, Caleb, who do you have in the zone?
I'm also sticking to the baseball dime. I'm going with James Wood, left fielder of the Washington Nationals. Over this past weekend, we just had something happen in Major League Baseball that hasn't happened in 21 years. Barry Bonds was the last individual to be intentionally walked 4 times in a game. And the Anaheim Angels just walked James Wood 4 times on Saturday. And this really, for me, is a praise of his concentration, because concentration deals around the energy. The energy you're sending to well-defined targets, the energy that you're able to send back to the mound as a hitter when you're in the plate. And evidently, the pitchers and the other teams have been feeling that energy, and it's been pushed back down their throat so much. Now the opposing pitcher, hey, let's just get this guy. I don't even want to deal with this right now. Let's just get this guy on base.
That is amazing. I've actually coached pitchers against Bonds, and I do remember walking him intentionally many times. So it's not a good move. It is a good move. Alex Rodriguez, I called him after the game and said, this is the greatest game I've ever seen you play. And he goes, how can you say that? I'm 0 for 0. I didn't get on base. I didn't get a hit. I said, you walked 5 times. Who does that? Now, that wasn't intentional. That was just a case of high self-discipline, high concentration, and being relaxed so he didn't get jumpy to pull the trigger because I need to get a hit. Everybody, I need to get a hit.
Some people don't like getting walked.
Some people don't want walks.
I mean, I love it. I love walking because it just says, oh, you couldn't find the zone against me. And what you're saying, Caleb, there's an energy around James Woods, big lefty bat. I mean, he's just as big as Barry Bonds was.
Yeah,
he is a presence at the plate. So to not only have the pitcher, but the entire staff of the Angels to be like, what are we going to do with James Woods today? This right here, 4. Go ahead. You don't even have to throw the pitches anymore. Go to first base.
Just pass it on.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, not the second time, but the third time, and then the fourth time. He's probably like, man, I must be really good right now.
Exactly. I must be doing
really
something.
good.
'Cause he had 6 total at-bats. He was 1 for 2. He also had a single in that game, so he was 1
Yeah.
for 2, but with 4 intentional walks.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 22 homers on the year.
Got on base
64
5 times.
ribbies. 938 on base.
He's-
OPS. That is extremely,
flying under the
extremely good. He is
radar.
flying under the radar with Judge, with Soto, comes under big outfielders, but
With the rookies
yes,
as well.
I mean, he's only 22 years
Yeah.
old. He's got a long ways to
The
go.
thing with
that
him,
national
though,
team.
is when he does get thrown to now, it could be a score break.
That's what yes.
So you're going to
He's
bring
gonna
that up
have
too.
to make
yes.
some adjustments. He's going to have to adapt now to play because he is going to obviously be pitched in a different way from what he's
Well,
been
it's really
thrown to.
simple. You know, the scouting is so good now.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, and I'm coaching against the scouting. I've got to prepare a client
Yeah.
to make an adjustment before need be. So we're raking somebody with 4-seamers right down the middle, inside up. You're not going to get that again. You may only get 1 in 3 at bats.
Exactly.
You're getting slider, change up. So you got to constantly make those adjustments. But he'll make
James
them.
Woods, yeah, you're in the
Stay
zone right now.
disciplined. Stay disciplined.
And find out about, are you in the zone? And if you really want to find out how you stack up with zone performers, check out the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. Give Jimmy some love here. But also check it out because take the score challenge. It is unbelievable. Your mind is going to be blown away. Take the challenge. It's going to show if you think like the best golfer in the world,
Yep.
tennis player in the world. We got 24 assessments. Take a parenting assessment, and you could take a relationship assessment. Don't do it with your wife. Do it by yourself. Little FYI. But take these assessments. It's going to tell you exactly what you need, and then you got a conversation with Ryan, with Caleb, to find out and take a deeper dive on what do I need to do, and they're going to give you specifics that you can do based on your analysis.
Absolutely.
Find out if you're in the zone. So let's
Yes.
talk about who's not in the zone. So I've got a group of people that are bummed. They are not in the zone at all. For 138 years, 800 men and women have been decked out, typically in Ralph Lauren clothing, and they look awesome. Got the polo. They're the line judges at Wimbledon, 800 strong. And McEnroe made them famous by calling a guy blind. Are you serious? And throwing a tantrum. Kyrgios yelling at the line judges. No more. Line judges at Wimbledon are over. They've turned it over to the camera in the sky.
Automated.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye coming down.
Is coming in. Now, they've left 80, not linesmen, they're calling them match assistants. And they're trained to be umpires and linesmen just in case Hawkeye has a hiccup and goes dark. Then
Okay.
they got 80 people to go on the show courts so that the show can go on. What's the other role? If there's a bathroom break, they walk the player to the bathroom. But the 800, now some people have been doing that for 30 years. They take their vacation during that time, that 2 weeks. It's the greatest time for them. They do get a little extra tickets. They get to see matches. Gone. Wimbledon has gone modern. Wimbledon's gone AI, baby. But the 720 that are now gone, not in the zone. Who's not in the zone, Ryan?
Not in the zone. Kind of a funny story. Relates a little bit with last week's with Shedeur Sanders because it's not technically how they're performing. But Malik Beasley of the Detroit Pistons over the weekend revealed that the 28-year-old, he's a free agent now, is now under investigation by the U.S. District's Attorney for allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets. And Jim, you talked about prop bets last week with umpires. What is happening? So, Malik Beasley, are you in the zone? Are you not in the zone? I don't know if you won your bets or not, but if you were betting, you had a couple times, a couple videos are now circling the internet of him just not even defending.
A little Olay defense.
Yeah, a little Olay. Hey, go ahead and go by me. But my real...
The memes are escalating.
Yeah, and I think this is a really popular topic right now. If it isn't, people need to be talking about this. Gambling challenge in the world right now, in the U.S., is getting it's over rampant right now. It's getting too high. It's not about winning and losing anymore. It's did I make money off my fantasy players? Did I make money off my prop bets? There are people who root against their own teams
to make money.
Yes.
I won $40,000 one weekend. This is decades ago, so the IRS decades ago. Decades ago.
That's your limitations.
Shohei Ohtani got in trouble for this. Umpires are getting in trouble for this. And sure, you can say that this has been happening forever, but never have we ever had in a time where ESPN is talking about, oh, I can't believe he's gambling, that's so bad. And then let's cut to commercial to FanDuel and DraftKings and
ESPN Sportsbook.
And ABC and Fox Sports and NBC, all their sponsors are DraftKings and MGM, whatever it may be. So it's like, who's really to blame here? My gosh.
It's these prop bets. You know, I just go to my buddies and go, the big dog's going down today. And you take it whatever you want, and now they're going to make sure that I'm going to bet that he won't reach his prop bet. Mm-hmm. And then they show the clip of Beasley being the matador defense or, come on through. It may not have been a game he bet on at all, but it's bad optics.
And he's not the only one.
And these are just allegations, too. So this isn't confirmed. These are just allegations.
But he's not the only one. If somebody's doing it, they're doing it really well.
But when you're
making money.
But when you're investigated, you're not in the zone.
You're not in the zone.
That'll freak you out.
But I'm saying, I don't think ESPN's in the zone. I don't think the major television networks are in the zone because it's all about money for them. It's all about the sport books making money as well. I don't think this is good for sports. I think, especially this generation coming up.
I'm going to bet on that.
I think the next generation coming up is going to get worse. And they're going to start betting on themselves.
First of all, I have clients, young clients right now, that are having a challenge with their credit card that mom and dad gave them, and it's jacked up over the limit, and you go back and inspect it. It's betting. College betting with college kids. It's fun, it's exciting, it's shoes, and they're losing their fannies, and they're racking up credit card bills. Every kid gets a credit card because the first credit card you get is the one you probably still have in your wallet today. Mm-hmm. So you get a credit card, you got a little limit, and you max it out. Next thing you know, you're in the gambling challenge.
Yep. No zone performers
when they're the zone
breakers. For myself, going to the tennis court here, number 9th ranked player in the world, Daniil Medvedev. The 2025 champion woes continue. This is now the third major.
This guy's a baller.
A baller. In 2022, he's in the top 4. I believe he got to number 2 in the world, 2022. And now, this is his second major of the year that he has a first-round exit. The French, now here at Wimbledon, was bounced in the second round of the Australian Open. And there's been some interviews with Medvedev this year talking about his game, talking about his strategies, his tactics. And I believe this is an internal score breaker that he is challenged with, and it is his own
It may have
belief.
Nothing to do with tennis.
It very well could be completely outside of the game of tennis.
A score breaker in a marriage, a score breaker with your child, it impacts your business. It's going to happen. You're having a challenge with your wife, and you're a baseball player, and now I go to the yard, I can't talk to her. Mm-hmm. It's a serious challenge. And how many of us walk around with suitcases of guilt, anger, frustration, impatience? I got a bag of seed of doubt. It's a whole seed of doubt, a whole bag of seeds of doubt. And we walk around with it. Of course, that's what we do as Zone Coach. We identify the score breakers. We help identify score or zone makers. And we do everything we can to help them manifest their own blueprint.
Yes.
But some of the people we're talking about that aren't in the zone, although I'm not sure we can help the Wimbledon Line
Judges there to bring them back.
Yeah, I think they're done. They'll just have to go watch Wimbledon on TV or buy a ticket. No more free tickets. But anyway, it is a challenge for all of us. to manage score because we walk a gauntlet every single day of score breakers.
Yes.
They're everywhere. Everywhere. Social media.
Yeah.
We've got more information coming at us than any time in human history.
And two, with the media and Medvedev's current position, I mean, after the past 3 majors, in every tournament he plays, they're going to the negatives. What's wrong? What's wrong with your game? Why can't you find this? Why can't you find that? And they're taking him into the past, and he's replaying the negatives as he doesn't want to think about. He's replaying his current challenges, and that is definitely, I believe, taking a huge hit on his optimism. And he's struggling with kind of figuring out where his confidence is.
It also goes to another thing. The level of play, top to bottom, has risen
For sure.
at a high level.
For sure.
You know, how many times are you going to see the number 1 seed, second player in the world, go 5 sets in the first round?
We just
Come
saw
on.
that today, yeah.
That just happened today.
Yep.
From the Italian
With
player.
Alcaraz, yeah.
And Alcaraz. So it's more competitive. Big money on the table.
Definitely.
Competition's coming out of the woodwork. So who can manage score breakers and who not? Who's in the zone? Who's not? And now, let's go and see what is your missing link. What's holding you back? Do you need more self-discipline? You might. You might need a better plan. You might need some tactics. Maybe you need some solid routines to get you going. Maybe you got a concentration challenge. We got some of that for you. Maybe you need more optimism. Maybe you had the same seeds of doubt, the same lack of belief, no hope. Maybe everything's going well, but when the big money stacks up, you panic. Your breathing elevates. You start to grab your throat, the universal "I'm choking" signal. It's easy. And last, enjoyment. I had a major league team, no names will be mentioned, call me and think, what do you think is wrong? What do you think's wrong? And I sent one word, joy. There was no joy in Mudville. There's no joy. You got to enjoy the challenge, especially when you're losing. Enjoy the challenge. The best do that.
Yeah.
I've had an athlete running, sprinting, puking, laughing. I go, why are you laughing? He goes, I can't wait to make these players lose to me and feel how bad I feel.
Pay the price
They got
for
to
my
pay for that.
sacrifice.
So you got to enjoy the challenge. So now you're in your car on the road of life. You're an athlete, you're a coach, you're a parent. What do you need? Thank you, Zoniacs, for watching the clip, Who's in the Zone? And if you'd like to see the full podcast, go to Spotify or check it out in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe so we can send the show directly to you. Zoniacs, be in the zone. It's the only place to be.